Welcome back, everybody. So my next episode review is Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 1, Episode 3, named The Witch. Now, generally, I actually really enjoyed this episode. They're doing something different. They're going into the realms of witchcraft. And to be fair, in the last episode, they did touch on the fact that this is being opened up to a whole world of all sorts of nasties and baddies because they're all attracted to the Hellmouth. And generally, this episode, I really enjoyed it. Yes, there's a fair bit going on in this, but it's just something. It was where they're doing something different as well, not just vampires. So in this second episode, we'll follow three girls: Buffy, Cordelia, and Amy, who are trying their hardest to join the cheerleading team. You have Buffy, who just wants to do something normal, not just the slaying. She just wants to get a taste of that normal life, so she knows she's just not responsible for saving the world all the time, just doing normal everyday things. Then we have Cordelia. Cordelia is probably more doing this for popularity, and to be fair, it does mean quite a lot to her, and you actually get a sense of actually how much it does mean to her, because she does become very nasty, which does have some consequences to this. And then we got Amy, who is, out of the three, the one with the most passion to join us. She's trying to follow her mum's footsteps, and I'm not going to talk too much about spoilers about this episode, just in case you haven't seen it, but you know how much her passion is for this, you know the backstory to her. And yes, she is a witch. I have to be honest, she is the main protagonist in this episode, and to be honest with you, towards the end, you really get it. She's quite brutal and vicious in this one, to be fair, which does set up a very big storyline pretty much later on in some series, which I'm generally I can't wait to review them ones. They're absolutely fantastic. But while they're trying out for these cheerleading kind of trials, some weird things start to happen, and the gang basically start to investigate. And one of the first weird things that happen is somebody spontaneously combusts, and it's a nice little touch. The gang don't 100% know exactly what's going on until they get to like the next kind of incident, which is Cordelia. Now, I touched on the fact that she was quite brutal. Basically, Amy in this balls up Cordelia's chances, or may have messed up her chances to join the cheerleading team, and basically she goes into the locker room and basically threatens her. And to be honest with you, that is the first time I see. It's not the first. It's the first time in the series you get to see how kind of forceful Cordelia is. She was quite pushy, and she was quite, how do I put this? It was a threat, let me put it like that. It was a big threat, which did have consequences to the point when she was learning to drive, all of her sight went. And that is when the gang start to kind of figure out, or mainly Giles kind of figures out what's going on. So basically, we're dealing with witchcraft. And like I said, as you move through the episode, it does gather quite a fair bit of pace. To the point is that Buffy was on Amy's hit list as well on this. I pretty much gave a lot of this away, and basically she is basically infected with a bloodstone vengeance spell, which basically, at the beginning part of this spell, you're all high, drunk, almost like that, full of energy, and then get hit. Then you pretty much get hit with like a steam train, and it does pay effect. And it's also a good episode because Buffy's not necessarily the person that saves the day here. It's mainly Giles, so they really put Giles into the thick of the matter as well in this episode. It's nice they're trying to get everybody involved very quickly, even though that Buffy wants to protect her friends Xander and Willow. Willow and Xander still trying to help her. It's given them a purpose, and they are enjoying helping their friend fight this evil, and it does show in this. But this main episode, like, for the spell to be kind of reversed, it is relied on Giles to do this. I like it. It's a nice little touch. They're just trying to involve every main character in this as fast as they possibly could, and to basically pretty much set that bond between all of them, which, to be fair, by the end of the series, is a very strong bond. Now, action sequences in this, I actually enjoyed this more than I did the first one, strictly because there's some good old fashioned bits and pieces in here mixed with a little bit of CGI, which the CGI in this is not amazing in any way, shape, or form. You don't expect it to be because it is a series, it's got a series budget. But generally, that end scene when they're trying to fight the witch, I think it's really good. I have to be honest. It's not like it's not something like you see in the movies. You know, if you're expecting some majorly dramatic fight scene, it doesn't work like that. It's just the way they played this out and how evil this witch actually is, and it actually shows how angry, how hell bent she is on doing what she's been doing in this. And I'm trying not to give too much away just in case you haven't seen it. But if you have seen it, you know exactly what it is. So in all, generally, I actually really enjoyed this episode. To be honest with you, there's very few episodes I dislike actually in the Buffy universe. But one there, I will tell you. Generally, I love it. It's an entertaining watch. It's the third episode in this series. It's still what got me hooked. It's the fact that they switch it around. They do things differently. Yes, they do revisit the vampires quite a lot. I have to admit that's the point of it, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But I love the fact that they introduce the witchcraft. I know there's bits with werewolves in there, and I'm really looking forward to like kind of reviewing those sides of us, these episodes as well. So for me, it's a massive thumbs up. I actually really enjoyed this episode, and I'm really struggling to talk today. Don't know why. Really struggling. No, see, I'm doing it again. Anyway, it's a very good episode. I have to admit, I really enjoyed it. So it's always going to get a thumbs up from me. So on that note, please tell me what you think. Put it in the comments down below as normal. I hope you all have a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care and goodbye.